On to you, Pisces. So we got a lot to cover. Let's go over this. So you have the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, the Judgment. So for you, Pisces, a lot of you are choosing better, okay? A lot of you, Pisces, are understanding that when certain people, you're basically understanding when someone shows you red flags, problems to look out for in the future, because they're only going to make themselves even more present in the future as you continue to know them. You, Pisces, are realizing what to look out for. So you know that it's time for you to dip once you start to see those red flags. Okay, now let's get into it. The Chariot represents you're being a lot more aware of what's happening. The Chariot doesn't just represent a person that gets themselves into a relationship. You Pisces getting yourselves into a relationship just easy peasy. You Pisces are actually asking people questions to know if they are trustworthy, if you can actually be in a relationship with them without, one day them being in the house, you going to work or something like that, and them stealing all the money out of the safe if you have one, or they know where you have money stored, and then just dipping and never showing up when you come back. The Eight of Pentacles and the Judgment. One of the things that you need to watch out for, and we're getting into a different layer of the game now. I told you, don't stop. There's always something more to learn. It's so many layers. One of the things that you need to learn is when a person has a transactional mentality. Period. Point blank. Right? Eight of Pentacles. How generous are they? If a person is not generous, if a person needs serious work when it comes to generosity, that's something that you Pisces need to watch out for. And in my perspective, you Pisces should most definitely leave them alone. Right? Judgment. You should not be hanging out with them. You should look at them and see what it is that the relationship is terrible. Not being generous, that's a dub. That's a whole dub. Because what it is you want a partner, right? You want a partner that has a good mix of both. Yes, they know how to be generous, but they're not going to allow themselves to be taken advantage of. Know that they're being taken advantage of, and then just continue to do that. Same thing with you. You should not be so giving to someone who isn't grateful of what value you are giving to them. So you want to watch out for generosity if the person that you're dating is generous, if you're generous. Because a person who has a transactional mentality like that, they don't see the importance of generosity. They don't understand, Pisces, that, wanting to help people, right, is what keeps you financially successful, spiritually successful. You give so much, and you have a charitable heart. That's how a lot of people end up becoming rich and successful. They actually give. So the thing about it is that's what keeps the riches coming back. But a lot of times people who are transactional don't really seem to understand. So what do? Right? You Pisces will be in a relationship with them. You'll get to know them, and they're just stingy. They're trying to play you. That's what it is that you Pisces seeing with all these goofballs running around trying to score something like free dinner dates. That is small-mindedness. I got a free dinner date out of you. Okay, stupid. Okay. So now you played me for the dinner date, but now I know that you ain't about squat. So you can't come back and get another dinner date, because it's small-minded, because they can't keep doing that to everybody. Eventually, so you do that to so many people are going to get hip to it, and they're going to be like, why would we rock with you? Why would we do that? And that's what the Death card and the Justice represents. Those people who are not decent at heart, right? Justice. Those people who are not sincere, they always get their comeuppance. And a lot of you Pisces are starting to realize that. You're starting to be able to identify what a walking red flag of a person is before you get into anything serious with them, because you Pisces, like I said, the Chariot. The Chariot is about being difficult. The Chariot is about not just. The Chariot is about being creative. The Chariot is not just about always about being difficult, but it is about asking the correct questions, right? Wanting to find out more about the person so that you can decide if you can stop talking to them, right? The Death card, if you can put an end to it. The World represents you Pisces understand things from a way more worldly perspective, because you Pisces have a better understanding now that you have to have a better judge of character, and that there's no way that you're going to actually be in a strong union with somebody, a strong bond, if the two of you don't have very good character. The two of you will be at each other's throats, trying to betray each other if the two of you are not matched. If the two of you do not have similar values, the two of you will not be able to get along for a very long time. So the Empress represents, right? You should watch out for a person who has a boss mentality, right? On either side, a boss mentality. The Empress is a person that can suffer from having a boss mentality, a narcissist, a person who is narcissistic. They're too, self-absorbed into clothes and hair, jewelry, and potentially even their looks and the kind of car that they drive or whatever. Self-centeredness is different than self-care, i.e. love. It's different than compassion. So these cards right here are showing you the people that you need to watch out for, telling you the answer right here in the cards. Watch out for anybody who's narcissistic. Watch out for anybody who is super self-absorbed in their looks. If you Pisces get yourself into a situation with a person who's like that, that's how you know you got to let them go. If they're strung out on their looks, strung out on just trying to be seen as cool. People who play games, they're super narcissistic. They always trying to put themselves out there, trying to make all these crazy projections as being high and fly. You know why? And we get into another layer of the game. Because those people always, without exception, they always overplay their hands. They always spend way too much time trying to prove to everybody around them that they're the flyest, they're the hottest, they're the most beautiful people in the world. So guess what? So as a result of that, you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords represents those people also, what they are? Self-sabotaging. This is why when you meet those people and you interact with them, all you need to do is to heal yourself, right? Just in case if they said or if they did anything to you, and move forward. Because they do they self in because they have self-sabotaging tendencies. And then the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles now represents, and as a result of this, right? The six and Seven of Pentacles is, just remember, Pisces, this is about you and what you want. Six of Pentacles represents your generosity and the fact that you are open to get to know somebody and you're willing to give, you're willing to love. You are willing to actually be in a relationship and do those things that very few people, compared to the majority, want to do or don't want to do. And it puts you on a higher level because of it, because most people are not going to show love. They're not going to do that. So the Seven of Pentacles now, right? The Seven of Pentacles now is about the family that you can create, that you want, if you can find the correct person. So if a person is narcissistic, let's go over this again, meaning that if a person wants to be strong and independent and they're doing everything that they can, they're so stupid, they're doing everything that they can to be alone, let them be alone. Let them do that. Let them look like they're cocotazos. let me chill. let them be stupid by themselves. And you, Pisces, go on without them, meet new people, and then you get to decide who you're picking and who you're not. Because you also have to learn how to date. Okay? It's not just about picking a random person. It's about picking someone that's a good fit for you. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Six of Cups, Temperance, the Ten of Wands, and then you have the Moon. This is about how you, Pisces, are in a situation where when you move forward from those people, right, without giving them all of this, well, why are you doing this? And I'm sure that you, Pisces, are not going to do that, right? Because a lot of you have grown up and you've become better, stronger. But when you do that, Six of Cups, the Temperance, here they are. Those same people that were super transactional, self-absorbed, those same people always now want to latch on to you, find out more of what it is that you've got going on. And maybe this was somebody that you were just now getting to know recently, right? That you just don't call anymore. You don't reach out to because you realize just how self-absorbed they actually are. And you realize that that's a red flag. That wasn't going to work anyway. So you didn't talk to them. You decided to not continue to talk to them anymore. The Ten of Wands and the Moon is about, well, the Moon is Pisces. So you showed up in your own reading at the last second. But the Ten of Wands and the Moon represents, yes, you did the correct thing. You ghosted them. And that's what it is that you need to do more of. You need to ghost more people that would be otherwise wasting your time, and pay more attention to people that have good green flag traits like generosity, like, you know, the ability to be emotionally intelligent, compassion. Those are all things that you should be looking for in somebody. If a person doesn't have those things, some of those things, Sadub.